In fact, seems like the more I loved you, the more I just wanted to blow his brains out.
Unearthed. So this is an interesting film. A lot of potential interpretations. What was happening?
I thought at one point that the young girl might have been the older woman herself at a different age, and that maybe she was finally getting her revenge on someone who needed to be done in. So.
Oh, that's interesting. That's not an angle that I thought of, that maybe it was herself as a younger version. I wondered if the child was ever born at all, and that maybe she was just talking to the phantom of who she thinks her daughter would have been.
Yeah.
Because the daughter jumps in the grave too.
Yeah.
Psychology, I think it would be the never hand. It's remember that her childhood, it's something happened during her childhood for this woman, and in the, now it is the challenge between conscious and with the unconscious. All things she remember that is belong to her childhood. It's not reality. It's happened in the past for her. But he never had in the reality daughter. But is remember that everything happened during your childhood according to Freud theory. Freud taught about everything when painful trauma. It never, we never lose it. All the time it's accompanied with us, even during our childhood. It's happened for this woman. It's everything. I think this maybe he had a sexual abuse during childhood, and she killed that man because she punished her father or another man. Something happened during her childhood. It's never in the reality. He never had a daughter. Just that, according to a psychological problem.
Yeah, for anyone that's I guess read up on the therapy work, you know, it's your point of reference, and mine's individual, but you know, whether she was talking metaphorically to her inner child or not, in terms of the girl that was giving her advice, you know, you really have to forgive yourself before you can bury the trauma. And I think it was portrayed in particularly vague so that everybody could get their own interpretation, because she probably didn't necessarily really kill the person that interfered with her in a sexual way when she was younger, but until she could sort of. And even the reference to getting the ice cream, that's often a reward that are given to children when they've done a sexual favor that they haven't been aware of doing, being sexual. Because I've read and done a lot of studying, so that's my opinion. I thought it was a great film.
Yeah, it's a great film. And you know what, you have a really interesting point that it's intentionally vague, so everyone, if you want to read it just straight, it looks like a mother killed her husband to save, or to salvage what was left of her child's innocence. Like whatever went on, you don't totally know, but you have a suspicion, there's an implication. And she did it for her child, and she might have lost her mind in the process. If you want to just read it totally linear, but there's a lot more metaphor behind it, right? She could be talking to herself, and herself saying, it's okay, it's not your fault. I love you anyway, I love you too. Right, which is the last thing the daughter says, or the metaphor of her innocence as she gets into the grave.
If I could just add one thing, that idea of the forgiveness, the only person, no matter how much therapy you get, is to forgive yourself. So, you know, that's still part of the inner dialogue, self-talk, and all that kind of stuff. So.
Honey, go back and wait in the truck, all right?
Why are you doing this?
And you can admit that child, whoever, whether it's her biological daughter, whether it's her talking to herself, whether it's her, the metaphor, the manifestation psychologically of her trauma, whatever it is quite upbeat, quite happy, quite playful, right?
First of all, the sound in this was really wonderful. It opens with that music. I'm sure we're hearing cicadas, and there's a certain sound design, and then it's broken by the scream, which changes the whole tone of the film right away. Just turns it on a dime. So that element of the film was really well done. I like the music itself and the sound design very much. There was a fade to black in the middle, and that was a little bit jarring. I thought, oh, is it over? And then it comes back. So I don't understand that particular editing choice.
Yeah, there was a very interesting, like, what seemed to be a very clear end to the film, but it doesn't end. And the next scene is pretty much instilling that she hasn't really buried her past. She's buried it, but it's still in the car asking her for ice cream. But in that sense, you can make peace with it, but it might never be gone.
I mean, I don't know a lot about Freud, but what I do know, it's the id and the ego, and she never broke from that. You know, she's stuck somewhere in the middle of them. And I even noticed, like, at the end when she was driving away from the scene of the crime, if that's what it was, like, it was filmed from very low down, and it was pulling out of a ditch with it as though it was through a child's eyes, or that's so.
You make an interesting point. We don't know what happened, and we can make all the interpretations and the inferences that we can, but it's very possible that it's two sides of the same coin, right? Who you are, what you've been through. Wonderfully acted. It was a really strong performance because I was so engaged, right? Like it was powerful. It was a meaty scene, meaty character for new performers to play.